Hey Mets fans, how's it going? Hayden here, and in today's video I'll be going over what options the Mets have now that Brad Hand has not signed with the Mets. So let's get right into it. So it was just nearly a week ago that the New York Mets and free agent pitcher Brad Hand were just close to reaching a deal, but sadly it did not turn out that way. Brad Hand officially signed a contract with a division rival in the Washington Nationals. With Brad Hand, it was a general consensus around the industry which would suggest the Mets had a better financial offer than the Nationals, including a 2-year deal. Or he'll want to close games, and the Mets, most likely, not being able to have that as a guarantee with already having Edwin Diaz. The right-handed pitcher had signed a 1-year deal worth $10 million. This was another unfortunate loss for the Mets these last couple weeks, as they lost out on center fielder George Springer last week, and to add on to the table, the firing of general manager Jared Porter. These last couple days/weeks have been very difficult for Mets fans, but hopefully there's still some options out there the Mets can do and sign to help redeem themselves on missing out Brad Hand, to help keep the bullpen strong. So our first bullpen reliever of the day is free agent pitcher from the Chicago White Sox, Alex Colome, who had a solid 2020 season, having 2 wins, 0 losses, an ERA of 0.81, a whip of 0.940, an FIP of 2.97, 16 strikeouts, 12 saves, with 22 innings pitched. Despite being a right-handed pitcher, he's actually been slightly more efficient against left-handed hitters over the course of his career, which could be a useful trait in the Mets bullpen that doesn't have a left-handed pitcher as a lock to make the opening day roster at the moment. And in terms of velocity, he's held up pretty well, averaging just a shade below 95 miles per hour over the past 2 years, averaging 95 in change every season before those two. Getting into Colome's arsenal, which isn't a lot, but it is effective. He has his cutter, which is primarily 90 miles per hour, and his four-seam fastball at 95 miles per hour. Colome is a ground ball machine compared to other pitchers, especially with his cutter, which generates a high number of swings and misses compared to other pitchers' cutters. Colome would be my personal first choice for the Mets bullpen.
The elbow takes all the torque.
Next up on the list, I have the Mets taking a look at veteran pitcher Darren O'Day. The Submarine 38-year-old pitcher was back with the Mets in 2009 after the team took him in the Rule 5 draft from the Anaheim Angels following the 2008 season. But in the middle of the season, the Mets called up Nelson Figueroa to fill Mike Pelfrey, who the team could have simply put him on the injured list and designated O'Day for assignment to make room on the active roster, but didn't, in which the Texas Rangers claimed him, and ever since, he's been a very good major league career pitcher. Looking into 2020, O'Day had 4 wins, 0 losses, a 1.10 ERA, a 0.797 whip, 2.76 FIP, 22 strikeouts in 16 innings pitched. I think if the Mets were to sign him, it would be best to sign him for a 1-year deal. That would not be the worst thing in the world. Next up on our list for the last pitcher for the day, we have another pitcher from the Braves, Shane Greene. In 2020, Greene had a nice little season, finishing with 1 win, 0 losses, an ERA of 2.60, a whip of 1.120, an FIP of 3.80, 21 strikeouts in 27 innings. Getting into his arsenal, Greene has some nice choices to what he could throw, starting off with his sinker, which is primarily his most used pitch, topping out at 92 miles per hour, his cutter at 87 miles per hour, his slider at 81 miles per hour, his changeup at 96 miles per hour, and his four-seam fastball at 93 miles per hour. Getting into his sinker, it's basically never swing and missed, and compared to other pitchers' sinkers, which results in what some ground balls completed to other pitchers' sinkers, has a slight arm side run and has some natural sinking action to help make him a reliable and effective pitcher, especially in high desperate situations. Alrighty, and thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments which free agent pitcher do you think we should sign, and if so, do you think any of these were good choices? Till next time, baseball fans, see ya.